The Carpenter's Ledger. In a quiet village nestled between the olive groves and wheat fields of Galilee, there lived a young man named Eliab. He was the son of a poor carpenter, known for fixing broken carts and crafting humble furniture. His father, Ezra, was a devout man who often quoted the teachings of Jesus, "Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also," and taught Eliab to value integrity over income. But Eliab, like many young men with ambition, wanted more. He dreamed of escaping the sawdust and sweat of the workshop to become a wealthy merchant. "We can't help others if we have nothing ourselves," he'd often argue. "If I were rich, I'd feed the hungry and house the poor." His father would smile gently. "Start with what you have, my son." One day, with little more than a sack of bread and a heart full of ambition, Eliab left for the port city of Caesarea. He apprenticed with a spice trader and quickly proved himself shrewd, hard-working, and unusually honest, a rarity in that cutthroat world. He remembered Jesus' words from his father, "Let your yes be yes, and your no, no." His reputation grew, and soon he had his own fleet of camels and caravans, stretching from Damascus to Alexandria. Money flowed like a spring, but something in Eliab's heart began to change. The more he gained, the more he feared losing it. He no longer slept peacefully. He grew suspicious, anxious, always calculating. He no longer had time for the poor beggars outside his warehouses. "Later," he'd say, "when I have more." One evening, while counting his silver in a candle-lit room, he heard a knock. It was a ragged man, weathered by the sun. Eliab recognized the eyes. It was Micah, a boy he used to play with back in the village. Micah was now a fisherman, and not a very successful one. "Brother," he said, "I don't want charity, just a loan. My boat was smashed in a storm. I need to feed my family." Eliab hesitated. The old Eliab might have helped without question, but now every coin had a purpose. Still, a voice from long ago echoed in his mind. "Give to the one who asks you, and do not turn away from the one who wants to borrow from you." He sighed and handed Micah a pouch of coins. Weeks passed, and something stirred within Eliab. He began visiting Micah's small village. He saw the joy on children's faces when bread returned to their table. He remembered his father's workshop, the peace of working with honest hands. Slowly, he began to give more: grain to the hungry, wool to the widows, tools to the laborers. He didn't do it for recognition. He had learned the teaching: "Do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing." But word spread. People began calling him the generous merchant. Yet Eliab felt no pride, only relief, as if a burden was being lifted. One night, back in his village, he sat beside his aging father. The workshop was still simple, the walls still rough. Ezra turned to him and said, "So, have you finally found what you were looking for?" Eliab looked out at the stars. "Yes, and it's not in silver, but in surrender. I thought wealth would bring freedom, but giving it away did that instead." Ezra nodded. "You've discovered the treasure Jesus spoke of, the kind that moth and rust cannot destroy." And from that day on, Eliab was truly rich, not because of what he owned, but because of what he gave. His wealth became a river, not a reservoir. His heart, once cluttered with worry, now overflowed with peace.